I the a-hole for reporting my fiancé to the police and ending our engagement after I found out he was cheating on me with a minor? I, 25F, was engaged to my fiancé, 27M. We had been together for 4 years, 4 years of my life that I genuinely believed were some of the best. He was sweet, charming, funny, always making me laugh. He made me feel safe. We met through mutual friends and hit it off right away. It was like one of those relationships where things just click. You think, yeah, this is it. This is my person. We moved in together about a year into dating. We shared everything. Groceries, rent, chores, even our phones. We didn't have any secrets, at least that's what I thought. We started talking about the future early on. Marriage, kids, where we'd want to live long term. We even had a Pinterest board for our wedding. We got engaged last year and had planned our wedding for this coming September. Everything was amazing. Until it wasn't. Let me take you back to the night I found out everything. I still feel sick thinking about it. He had left his phone on the table and gone to shower. I was looking for a number for one of his cousins. I didn't think twice about picking up his phone. We'd always had that kind of relationship. No secrets, right? Wrong. As I was scrolling through his contacts, a message popped up. It was from a name I didn't recognize. Nothing too strange, except the message itself was weird. It was flirty. Something like, "Can't stop thinking about you today." I froze. I stared at it for a few seconds, trying to convince myself it was a joke or maybe an inside joke with a friend. But my gut was screaming at me. So I opened the chat, and what I saw made my stomach drop. There were so many messages. South many. And they weren't just flirty or friendly. They were sexual, graphic, romantic, emotional. I scrolled and scrolled, and it was clear. This wasn't just a fling. It wasn't just some random one-night mistake. This was a full-blown relationship. There were "I love you" messages. There were "When can I see you again?" messages. There were photos I never, ever wanted to see. I confronted him immediately. I didn't even wait for him to get out of the shower. I stood there shaking, my heart racing, my mind racing even faster. I asked him who she was. He looked confused for a second, tried to act innocent, but I showed him the phone. That's when everything came out. At first, he denied it, said she was just a friend, said I was misreading things, that it was just flirting. But when I told him I'd seen everything, he stopped lying. He just sat there in silence for a second, then he said, "Okay, fine, I'm sorry." And then he told me the worst part. She was 17, a literal minor. My stomach turned. I actually had to sit down because I felt so dizzy. I asked him how long this had been going on, and he said, "A while." He didn't even have a real answer. Just said it wasn't recent, and it wasn't just once. I felt like I was in a nightmare. Not only was the man I loved cheating on me, but he was doing it with someone who was underage. I didn't even know how to process that. I felt disgusted, betrayed, horrified, sick. I ended things immediately. I told him to leave. I told him to never talk to me again. I told him he was lucky I didn't call the police right then and there. But after thinking about it more, I realized he shouldn't be lucky. He shouldn't get away with this, so I reported him. I gathered what I had. I took screenshots and I went to the police. I gave them everything I knew. That's when things started to get complicated. My family's reaction was mixed. A few of them supported me and said I did the right thing. But others, not so much. Some said I was being too extreme. That maybe I should have just talked to him about it and given him another chance. That maybe the girl had lied about her age and it wasn't really his fault. That I shouldn't have ruined his life over a mistake. But it wasn't a mistake. He knew she was 17. I asked him, and he admitted it. He knew, and he still chose to continue. And not just once, for months. That isn't a mistake. That's a choice. After I reported him and made it clear I wasn't going to have any contact with him anymore, things started getting really scary. He began stalking me. He'd show up where I worked. He'd park outside my apartment. He'd send flowers and notes to my mailbox, even though I blocked him everywhere. He started texting from different numbers. I'd block those too, but he'd find more. He even created fake social media accounts to message me. I went to the police again. I told them I felt unsafe. I told them he wouldn't leave me alone. But they barely did anything. They told me to keep records, get a restraining order, be careful. That was it. No arrest, no warning. Nothing that made me feel safer. I started sleeping with my bedroom door locked. I changed my routines. I stopped going out alone. I started looking over my shoulder everywhere I went. And the whole time, I felt like I was the one being punished. Like I was the one who had done something wrong. And then his family started contacting me. That was the last straw. They called, they messaged, they showed up at my place. They said I was overreacting, that I was crazy for reporting him, that I should have just talked to him, that everyone makes mistakes and he's still a good person deep down. One of them even said, "You're childish for leaving him. You'll never find anyone better than him." Another one said, "You've ruined his life. Are you happy now?" I couldn't believe it. Instead of being angry at him for cheating or for being involved with someone underage, they were angry at me for exposing it, for not keeping quiet, for not staying. And honestly, it started to mess with my head. I started questioning myself. Was I being too extreme? Should I have handled it differently? Was I wrong to go to the police? Should I have just walked away quietly? But then I remembered that he was the one who broke the law. He was the one who betrayed me. He was the one who knowingly got involved with someone underage. He was the one who stalked me and harassed me after I left. Not me. So why am I the one being treated like I'm crazy? I've been going to therapy, and that's helped a bit. My therapist has reassured me that I'm not wrong, that I did what I had to do, that protecting myself and speaking up isn't something to feel guilty about. But the doubt still creeps in, especially when people I used to trust keep telling me I overreacted. So here I am, Reddit. I need to hear it from someone outside of this whole situation, someone who isn't emotionally invested or biased. Am I the asshole for reporting my fiancé to the police after finding out he was cheating on me with a 17-year-old? For leaving him immediately and cutting him off? For refusing to listen to his family's guilt-tripping and choosing to protect myself instead? Or am I really just being too dramatic like they say? I didn't feel brave when I did it. I felt scared and heartbroken. But now, reading your replies, I'm starting to feel like maybe I really did the right thing. Yes, I am continuing to document everything. Yes, I'm working on getting a restraining order. And yes, I'm doing my best to stay safe.